Hi, and welcome to Be Well with Miss Tonia. Today, I would like to speak with you all about grief and loss. Grief is defined as an intense sorrow. You can feel grief if someone dies, if something terrible happens, if you have a bad breakup. Loss is defined as the fact or process of losing something or someone. For example, weight loss, loss of a friendship, or loss, of course, due to death. Bereavement is defined as a period of grief and mourning after death. When you grieve, it is part of the normal process of reacting to loss. With bereavement, you may experience grief as a mental, physical, social, or emotional reaction. Some mental reactions may include anger, guilt, anxiety, sadness, and despair. The process of working through grief is dealing with the emotions and the situations caused by a death, as well as the impact of the loss on the mind, body, and spirit. Grief experiences are personal, and there are some stages of bereavement which range from initial shock to anguish and despair, once the realization of the loss sinks in, to eventual acceptance. Let's look at the grief stages. Stage 1 is a period of acclimation and adjustment. The primary issues you face are broken down into 4 different tasks. Adjusting, accepting that your loved one is gone, making sense of the new circumstances in your life. Functioning, looking at the hospital bills, the mortgage payments, funeral expenses, insurance claims, disbursement of possessions, getting back to work. You still have a life to lead and must continue to deal with your everyday responsibilities. Keeping in check. In the face of loss, it is tempting to shut down or to let your emotions and behaviors go unchecked. You must find a way to manage your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Accepting support. You don't have to face your loss alone. Learn to accept the kindness, the help, and the encouragement and support of the friends, family, and others who are in your life. Stage 2. Stage 2 is a time of emotional immersion and deconstruction. You are likely to become deeply immersed in your feelings and very internally focused. It's common to undergo a deconstruction of your values and beliefs as you question why your loved one was taken from you. The task associated with Stage 2 includes contending with reality. Once the shock of the death has passed, you must begin to more fully resume your normal life, accept that your loved one is gone, and deal with life changes resulting from your loss. Development of insight. You are now exploring your place in the world, your current emotional state, the meaning of your thoughts and feelings. Reconstructing personal values and beliefs. You need to find meaning in the world and establish what is and is not and important in your life. Acceptance and letting go. Here the task is to fully accept the death and your feelings about it. Find a way to let go of that which has passed and move toward that which will be. Stage 3. Stage 3 is a time for reclamation, reconciliation, and is thought of as your recovery from grief. But the loss of someone close to you leaves a permanent mark on life, making you feel things could never be restored to the way they were before the death. As Stage 3 ends, you will become reconciled to the death itself and the changes brought to your life, and you will begin to live in the present rather than the past. Establish who you are in the world and plan a future. The primary task of Stage 3 include development of social relations. Stage 3 is externally focused. You reestablish friendships, renew community connections. Decisions about changes in lifestyle. The task is to make long-term choices about how to proceed with your life, including where to live, how to spend your time, and what to keep from your old life and what to change. Renewal of self-awareness. This task involves consolidating the things you have learned about yourself and your life, building your daily life around new self-awareness. Acceptance of responsibility. The task is to maintain your support network and become self-reliant. Take responsibility for your own happiness, well-being, and life course. Let's look at an exercise called Remembering the Day. But please note, for some, recounting a traumatic event can trigger a lot of emotional reactions. So proceed with caution if this exercise surrounding the story of death is traumatic for you. Just come back to the exercise at a later time, or make sure you have someone to talk to as you work on it. This exercise provides a portrait of the day of the death of your loved one. Describe other events of that day and the events that led to the death. Please answer the following questions. Take out a sheet of paper, write them down, or some of you have a good memory, you may be able to just remember. What was the day and date of the death? What can you remember about the rest of that day? What was the weather like? Were there significant events in the news that day? How was the rest of life before you heard the news? What were the details of that day? Where were you when you learned of the death? What were you doing? What led up to this loss? Write the story of the death. Did you get a chance to say goodbye? If you could have spoken to your loved one that day, what would you have said? If you did speak that day, what would you now add? Acceptance begins here. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Make a commitment to stay emotionally and physically healthy. Check off below. I will stay active in my daily life. I will be patient with myself. I will connect with others. I will express my feelings. I will take care of my physical health. I will seek support if I need it. I won't expect people to know how I am feeling if I don't tell them. I won't try to hide my feelings. I won't try to predict how long it will take to feel better. I won't isolate myself. I won't make any major decisions. I won't try to escape from my feelings. For more information, please check out our website, www.dcsirish.com. Follow us on Instagram, Dublin City Schools Irish, or go to our YouTube channel, Be Well with Miss Tonia. Thank you so much for watching, and remember to be well.